Savings Remedy. We are delighted to have all our sponsors, partners, hackathon participants, and esteemed guests joining us on this remarkable day. Thank you for being part of this incredible journey with Code Without Barriers. Now, let's take a look at our agenda. We have a lot of exciting things that's going to be happening, right? So, without further ado, may we call on um, Oh, this would be the QR code. By the way, it's easier for you to scan. This is our LinkedIn community site. Please don't forget to hashtag our code without barriers hackathon 2023 so that we can hone and gather all your feedbacks and your stories and your photos as well. Okay. So welcoming our opening remarks, Miss Annie Matthew, who is the Director, Developers and Digital Natives, Microsoft APAC, and the overall lead for Code Without Barriers. Over to you, Annie. You may switch on your video.
Thank you, Ella. Uh, Good afternoon, and maybe good morning to some of you who are in another time zone. Hello and welcome to Code Without Barriers Hackathon Finale. It's such an honor to be here with all of you. Some of you are our co-sponsors, co-partners in this hackathon challenge. Huge thank you for that partnership. We couldn't do this without you. Some of you are women who have hacked on the solutions that our partners have put out. Huge kudos to all of you who made an attempt. And some of you are winners. So we'll see that as it comes soon. But any which way, technology changes lives. This has been my learning over the last year and a half with Code Without Barriers. And Hackathon actually brings it all to, as we call it, the rubber meets the road. You can do a lot of skilling and mentoring, but really the rubber meets the road when you're actually building something with all the technology that you learned. Um, about a few months back, I met someone, a young lady from Singapore. She was in a final. She was almost finishing her finals in an undergrad program, which had nothing to do with tech. So she walked up to me and said, "Code Without Barriers changed my life." That hooked me at that moment. I said, "How? Why? What? Where?" And she was like, I'm the first person from my batch to get placed with a job. And do you know what job I got? I have no technical background. I'm doing an undergrad on marketing and finance. And I landed a job as a Python developer. So her story was just amazing, so inspiring. She mentioned that she came across Code Without Barriers sometime in January, went through the skilling. She did two certifications, a basic and an advanced. She saw the hackathon, jumped in. She did not win any prizes, but it gave her a massive confidence that I can do this. I can work with technology and I can create solutions. So she went on to build a portfolio of another 4, 5 applications. And by June, when she started her interview round, she landed the first job at the first interview because she already had a portfolio of applications that she could show. Amazing, isn't it? This is what brings it all to life. And then I remember from Malaysia, there was a 35-year-old woman who is actually in Avnad and doing a very interesting tech-related job. She had never worked in her life, and the first job she landed was a tech job. Again, discovered Code Without Barrier, came through it, skilled, went through the hackathon, and she was saying that the biggest thing was a coaching and mentoring that she received during this period. That when she was stuck, there was someone to help them. So amazing, amazing stories that just tell us that we are on the right track. And if we can move the needle together, then this is it. This is what we are going to achieve. So, a huge thank you to everyone. Shout out to iTrain as well. I see Elizabeth here for the great partnership on this. And over to you, Poonam. So let's get the day started.
Thank you, Annie, for sharing that story. I think that's what really inspires us, right? These stories, and it's just not the participants. I think we all have our stories when it comes to Code Without Barriers. We also learned a lot. If I look at the 2 year journey that we've had, it helped me as well, leaps and bounds. So yeah, let's get started. So this was the journey for Hackathon for 2023. We started, I think, back before February. We started discussing what we want to do different, and this was the chart we laid out. And we started pre-registration February. On Women's Day, we actually announced the hackathon. In the middle, we had mentoring, lots of that. June, we shortlisted the solutions, and today here we are and awarding the winners. It seems very small, right, from a timeline perspective. But if you really go and see what happened each month, I think every day there was something happening, right? So if you see from a number perspective, this is what we achieved. We saw 769 registrations. Remember, this was only a women only hackathon, right? 59 submissions. So there were 59 solutions that were submitted. There were 6 countries represented. It was across APAC. 11 companies came in and they believed in the power of Code Without Barriers and hackathons. We had 24 mentors who helped the participants really come up with their solutions, and we created 23 internship opportunities. So this is the numbers, but more than the numbers, I think it's the picture that says it all. Ella, if you could just go to the next slide. Yeah, this is what really happened backdoor, right? So, when we started the hackathon last year, if you were there with us, we did only data and AI. This time we got in Power Platform, we got in security, data and AI in the mix. There were several technical mentoring sessions that happened, and there was something unique that happened this year. There were women and men from all walks of life coming in and pouring in their ideas, their suggestions, their mentoring. We had mentors coming in from Microsoft like Lohit. We had mentors coming in from Avanad. We had Priyanka. We had Girish, Suzanne. We had Ratri coming in, who was our previous hackathon winner, coming in and showing in. And I think iTrain did a phenomenal job. This year, there was in-person events we could do, and that's why they did this group study sessions, and I really loved the energy that came in. I hope the participants also found it interesting. I really loved meeting all of them, and a special thanks to the customers as well. Some Karsam came forward and said, hey, let me come over to my office. I'm happy to host the women. These are the small things that really go a long way, and it takes a village, and this was our village, and this is where we've achieved these numbers and statistics that you saw on the previous slide. Yeah, again, really grateful for this, and thanks a lot. Let's hear from the winners. Um, so what the winners said, right, and the participants, the winners, yes, you can see they said that the hackathon completion is very good and it helps us to improve our skills on real world problems. When we did these mentoring circles and we did these study groups, it was nice to see women coming in from all walks and trying to attempt it. There were women who were, who had taken a, a a job, a sabbatical, and who were coming back. There were undergrads who were coming in. The energy was very different, right? And coming together to achieve something, I think that's where the experience matters. And I think what Lily Jia says, don't be afraid, be courageous to try it and take it. Even coming in to that study group itself on a Saturday or a Sunday, I think that itself is phenomenal. And I think we should do more and more of that. Moving on, The judging criteria, I think this is again to our sponsors who've really also put in a lot of effort, from thinking about the challenge statements, with working with us to actually iron out what's possible, coming up with the data sets, coming up with the criteria. I think they've also helped us throughout the journey, mentoring the women around the challenge statements. I think there's a lot of effort that is coming from our sponsors as well. And the judging criteria was very simple, right? What is the potential impact? How did they implement the idea? There were some requirements in the problem statement. How did they actually think about it? How innovative were they? How did they complete it? How did they think about productionizing that solution? Thinking about cost, and how was the quality of the the solution overall? So this was the judging criteria that we were judging. I mean, the sponsors were judging based off. And when it comes to prices, again, our sponsors have been very generous. I think the macroeconomic conditions today are not that favorable. I think we all know that. And so even though the condition is this way, we had, our sponsors coming up with internships, vouchers, coaching and development opportunities. I think this speaks a lot about how they believe that, coaching women in the right way in technology can really take the whole world leaps and bounds. So this was the prizes that were announced. Ella, yeah.
Yep. Thank you, Poonam,
Yes.
for sharing that wonderful journey with our hackathon. Truly amazing that there's a lot of things happening within our community and our village that we're building. So, this would be our awarding order. Please take note that the orders are determined by the sponsor's availability and flexibility. So, without further ado, let me just call on to the first sponsor. And I'm gonna be sharing something about our speakers. So he is the representative from Petronas. He has been leading procurement digital innovation for Group Procurement Petronas since January of 2021. In this role, he serves as the custodian of the overall procurement solutions landscape, shaping and driving digital initiatives, including expanding products offerings across entities. Before taking on this portfolio, he successfully led strategic and operational procurement, as well as business and digital transformation projects for procurement. Notable projects under his leaderships include the procurement centralization, ECC6 deployment, and S4 HANA deployment, and digital procurement. So let's call on Mr. Mod Shahidan Shabudin, Senior Manager, Procurement Solutions. Over to you, and Shahidan, you may switch on your video.
Okay. Thank you very much to the Microsoft, the organizer, and all participants. Code Without Barrier provide valuable learning experience in terms of using new technologies, developing creative thinking, and honing problem-solving skill. The ability to create functional product using the real data within a short amount of time is truly remarkable. Congratulations to all the participants and also the winners. Most importantly, this program fosters learning and discoveries. There are still many opportunities ahead, and any advancement made will unlock new possibilities. The winner of the program have developed simple and functional product, demonstrating clarity in delivering outcome to the targeted personas. Given more opportunities, space, and resources, I believe she can achieve even greater heights. Therefore, I would like to announce the winners of the 2023 Code Without Barrier for Petronas, a decision unanimously agreed upon by all judges from Petronas, Ms. Fabrian Effendi. Congratulations.
Thank you, and Shahidan. Congratulations, Fabrian. If you're around, please switch on your video and we would love to hear your sharing.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. I really, really appreciate it, and I'm really happy to be awarded the champion prize. My Code Without Barriers hackathon journey was definitely a very fulfilling one. So I developed Petronet, an AI-powered cognitive search solution that harnesses the power of Azure and GPT to streamline the way you navigate and unlock key insights within Petronas reports. So basically, I leverage various Azure cloud services such as the Azure Blob Storage, Azure Functions, Azure Cognitive Service, and Cognitive Search, GPT for topic modeling, Python for the back end, and C#.NET for the front end to build the web app. So for example, if I type a word environmental impact, all the relevance documents are displayed. And when you go into one of the reports, you can view the PDF, download it, and view like the top 8 key listed topics of the document, which are generated by the GPT topic modeling, and even filter the document by key topics. Additionally, the app displays like index data such as key topics from and key phrases from the Azure Cognitive inbuilt skills. So by combining GPT and the Azure Cloud Services, I'm able to like create this holistic app. And additionally, users can view like an entity map which displays the graphical relationships between different topic entities, which are facilitable for a more simplified view. So, for example, they can see the relationships around the central topic environmental impact. So yeah, this hackathon journey has not been easy for myself and definitely faced a lot of roadblocks along the way. And I believe that for most of the ladies here, it hasn't been easy for most of you too. So, but I believe that with perseverance, all of us can all achieve what we set out for. So some tips I found useful for myself included like setting like smart goals and small milestones and learning consistently, never giving up, and also taking certifications like AI 900 and AI 100 to 102 to skill myself. So yes, thank you so much, and I really want to thank like Microsoft, Girls in Tech, iTrain Asia, and Petronas for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Fabian. So, just for your information, Fabian is a talented third year student pursuing a double degree in business and computer science. So, she recently took part in Coded Out Barriers skilling program where she gained AI 102 training and certification. So, this experience has further solidified her aspiration to become a software engineer with a special focus on cloud data and artificial intelligence. So may I call on again and Shahidan and Fabian to switch on your video for a quick photo taking. 1, 2, 3, smile. Thank you very much. So we move on to our next sponsor. So our next sponsor is from HCL Tech. So our next speaker is the Senior Vice President and Chief Architect for Microsoft Ecosystem Unit. He is passionate about helping organizations unlock potential by creating exciting, innovative, and inclusive transformational journeys. His interest spans self-organizing teams, extreme motivation, and remote working across cultures, and how this can be enabled through the right technology. In a complex, uncertain world, Andy thrives on change. Starting with a degree in biomedical science, he changed discipline and received a PhD from University of Manchester in analytical science. Followed by a period in academia, he moved into IT service management and eventually joined HCL Tech in 2006. In his 15 years work experience in a variety of leadership roles across delivery, change, transformation, and solutions design. Let's call on for Mr. Andy Peckham. Over to you, Andy. You may switch on your video now.
Thank you very much. And Punnamanella, I think so much what you said resonates with me. And you just heard from that my bio. I did not start in IT, and like many people, I kind of crossed over, and for me, and that's why for things like Coded Out Barriers is so important. That happened because of people who coached me. I could get training, but the coaches, the people who could encourage me and suggest ways of solving problems. So I'm so glad that I can actually bring something back for that. And everyone here, thank you for all of the effort that you've put into this competition. But also, as you then develop on your careers and be incredibly successful, I would ask you to do the same things, coach the next generation. That's how we really will become successful. The competition was fantastic. The solutions were just so innovative, and it just shows just how much insight into technology, but also about real world application. It's solving real problems, and that's really, really important. Training is great, it's really important, but actually getting out there and using stuff is that's when it really adds value. Really, I was really impressed by the approaches, the candidates, just how actually the amount of effort that must have gone in. And when everyone else is doing, like us all, we're doing other jobs at the same time. So that's amazing. I think the winning one was, what set the winning one apart was the solution was brilliant, but the time spent actually thinking about the structure, thinking about the problem, making sure that it was really solved, and that the data was looked after in the right ways, and that's so important. And not only looking at just a solution, but trying multiple solutions out to see how was the best. And the final thing, the thing that really stood out, and is I spent a lot of time in development. The thing I think we're weak at is actually documenting and commenting the code. That's hugely important because code has life and goes on for other people to use. It's reusable. So I think all of that comes together. It was fantastic to see innovation solving real world problems. So with that, I'm thrilled to announce the winner that HCL Tech has selected is Sangeeta Yadav. Congratulations, well done.
Thank you, Andy. Over to you, Sangeeta, for your sharing and your experience about this hackathon.
You're on mute, I guess.
I would like to.
Sorry. Thanks, Andy. Thanks a lot. Thanks all the judges. This is the first hackathon I have participated and never expected to come to this point. And I would like to share one slide for my solution. If I'm allowed, if I have the permission, can I?
Sure, Sangeeta. Okay,
Thank you.
let me just stop sharing.
So thanks. I would like to thanks the organizers for letting me participate in this hackathon. And the problem statement I have chosen this is HCL Tech, which was to predict the influenza outbreak on the following week. So this is the quick introduction of me. I'm currently pursuing a master's in data science from Asia Pacific University. And I would like to give a brief introduction to my solution approach. So the problem statement was to predict, there were two data set. One was the Twitter data set and another one was the influenza surveillance data set for California. So we have the option to choose either one. I have chosen the influenza surveillance data set. And my solution strategy had this four-step approach. In the first step, I understood the data, investigated it, and get insight from data. What the all data is all about? What are the variables in my data set? Next, I did data pre-processing, like cleansing data, removing missing values. Handling missing values, removing duplicates, and standardizing data. I did then feature engineering, where I conducted exploratory data analysis, and I took two feature component from my dataset. One was the date time column, and the another was my target variable, which was the number of positive cases. And in the last step, I used Azure Machine Learning Studio, where I did time series forecasting, and I came up with the most accurate model, which was the voting ensemble model with its 100% accuracy. And in the last point, I would like to thanks and I would like to share my experience for this hackathon, which was really great and amazing. What I learned that I can tackle problem. First, I was apprehensive. Should I participate? Whether I would be able to solve the problem statement or not? But then I started learning parallelly the technology. Yes, this is the problem statement. What is the technology required? I should handle the tech. What should I learn? Then I went on to machine learning studio. Then I finally got the solution. And this, what I would like to say that all women out there in tech, please come, start your problem, start to any thing. Until you won't start, you will not have the confidence how to tackle a problem. Really, I'm not expecting to be the winner of this. Thanks, Andy. Thanks all the judges, and thanks Elizabeth and team for supporting and updating for each and every little things there. Thanks everyone. Thanks.
Thank you, Sangeeta, for everyone's information. So, Sangeeta was a banker by trade for 8 years and now pursuing a full time master's degree in data science and business analysis. So, she inspired to become a skilled practitioner who can leverage to do a real world solutions to the problems and drive meaningful insights, ultimately contributing to innovation and bringing positive changes in various industries. Thank you again, Sangeeta. Congratulations. So we'll call on Andy and Sangeeta for a quick photo taking. All right. One, two, three. Smile. Thank you very much. So we move on to our next sponsor from BAE Systems. So our next speaker wears multiple hats in BAE Systems Digital Intelligence as head of capabilities in Asia Pacific, overseeing delivery staff across Malaysia, Singapore, Australia, KL, to drive Global Delivery Center Office Leader and Director of BAE Systems Applied Intelligence in Malaysia. With over 20 years of experience in telecommunications and defense industries, coupled with her MBA research on global virtual team inefficiencies, she has deep understanding of distributed team challenges in global and local contexts. Prior to joining BAE Systems, she was the first female head of research and development of a large software development and testing team. So this team played a significant role in developing and maintaining the world's largest subscriber data management solution, about 2.2 billion subscribers. Wow, that's big. So let's call on Sugi Banu for her sharing and winner announcement. Over to you, Sugi.
Thanks, Ella. Good afternoon, and such a pleasure to be here with you today. I'm truly inspired by everything I've heard and the incredible achievements of the talented women, who've won the last two prizes. First and foremost, let me first pass on my thanks, yeah, both from me and Daisy, to Microsoft and Code Without Barriers team for establishing and organizing this competition. They've truly hacked their ways into our hearts in this event. And as someone deeply involved in the world of technology, this hackathon holds a really special place in my heart because it embodies the values of knowledge, empowerment, and progress. Personally, and with BA Systems, we firmly believe that diversity and gender equality are not only crucial for social justice, but also essential for driving innovation and advancing technology. I have to, give a round of applause to all the participants who have showcased their brilliance and talent in this competition. The level of skill, dedication, creativity that was showcased has been of such high quality. It's a real testament to the immense talent and potential of women that we have in the ASEAN region. However, among all the outstanding submissions, there is one that truly stood out. BA Systems winner is Shankari Sivakumar. Um, and while all the submissions were very impressive, this project got all the way to a true practical output. They considered the cost of the solution and demonstrated it excellently. The database offers real world applications. My understanding is that the elements that made this submission stand out, they were refined due to, her participation at the training and the Code Without Barriers meetup sessions. So I would, encourage everyone to look at linking into this awesome community and trainings as much as possible going forward. Congratulations, Sankri, from all of us in BAE Systems. Congratulations again to all the winners and to all the participants that have contributed their time. Your dedication is really a catalyst for change. So, as stated by the last speaker as well, right? Just share your achievements with 3 to 4 people. That impact can really ripple through conversations, really empowering more women to embrace technological challenges. I am, a participant of a mentee, and I've really benefited a lot from a mentoring scheme. So I really hope that the mentoring scheme that we will offer will really benefit Shankari a lot. BA Systems is really honored to play a part in what Microsoft and more importantly, you, the participants, have achieved today. Thank you for inspiring us all.
Thank you, Sugi, for that inspiring and encouraging words. So, may I call on Sankari to switch on your video and share your experience and hackathon journey with us?
Thank you for this wonderful opportunity to participate in this Code Without Barriers hackathon and supporting me till this end to make it happen. um, actually, uh, I in I worked on the problem statement to find a solution which generates a database, knowledge graph database about a threat actors, which solves the naming aliases problem. So the naming alias problem is because of the different naming given by the different tech actors researchers. Whom they the researchers whom they track. So to find a solution, I extracted the relevant entities from the cybersecurity articles of various vendors using the OpenAI text Da Vinci model, and Promptify, which simplify me the process of creating the knowledge graph database, and then the extracted entities uh, are formed as vertices and edges and populated into the Cosmos DB database using the Gremlin API. By querying the Cosmos DB database, in Cosmos DB database with the data explorer in the explorer, we can able to identify the threat actors very easily, in spite of the naming aliases. Um, Actually, when I started this problem statement, I know it is very challenging one, but I clearly set my mind that I will work on this solution and maintain the discipline to put my effort till the end. I'll reach the goal. This is the first thing I set in my mind, and I worked on it. I tried many possibilities to achieve the efficient one, because getting the relevant entities, it is really a challenging part of this solution, uh, which I able to overcome only because of the all the documents provided by the organizers. I make use of those documents, and also in the meetups, they mentioned about the OpenAI. Then these things help me to move on to the efficient to get an efficient solution. And then I tried more, and I learned also more. And this is possible only because of the support, consistent support given by the organizers, CW Code Without Barriers, and then also the training provided to me for the certification AA 102. All these things make this happen. I thanks everyone for making this possible for me. Thank you for your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Sankari. For everyone's information, Sankari is currently seeking for opportunities and have been actively upskilling herself to restart her technical career after a career gap. She completed a data analytics course in Nanyang Polytechnic in Singapore with apprenticeship in a company as a data analyst trainee. She also participated in our Code Without Barriers scaling program, where she was certified with AI 900, DP 900, and AI 102. Now that she has obtained certifications in the data and AI field, her career goals have evolved. She is now determined to pursue a career as a data engineer and aspire to continuously evolve and stay relevant in the dynamic field of artificial intelligence. Congratulations, and Carrie. May I call on again Sugi to switch on both your videos and we will do a photo taking. All right. One, two, three, smile. Thank you very much. So we move on to our next sponsor from Carsum Group. Our next speaker is a data science in the automotive industry, working on projects related to pricing and inventory. With a background in business, majoring in econometrics and finance, she has 3 years of experience in leveraging SQL and Python to extract valuable insights from complex datasets and build models. She is passionate about using data to uncover patterns, understand why things happen, and drive actionable business decisions. Her goal is to contribute to the success and innovation of organization by bridging the gap between raw data and predictive models. Let's give it up for Ashley Louie. Over to you, Ashley.
Hello, everyone. Um, I'm Ashley, and I'm currently data scientist at Carsum. So the awards that we have were originally 3 internships. Although we received more than 3 entries, unfortunately, most of the participants are not actually based in Malaysia, which makes internship opportunities not possible for some of them. So we've actually narrowed them down to 2. I'll announce the winners at the end of this. But as a woman in tech myself, and I didn't come from a tech background, I actually came from business. It really makes me proud to be a part of this hackathon because it's inspiring to see so many women passionate about uh, breaking into the tech industry. And all of the participants should definitely be proud of themselves for participating in this hackathon. So I just like to us here at CASM would like to thank Microsoft for organizing this hackathon and empowering women with a platform to upskill themselves. And this was definitely an inspiring experience as a mentor to see the solutions that were provided by the participants for our problem statements. We actually even had one participant that had out of the box thinking. She was quite creative and she actually used so the data set that we gave brand, model, and variant mainly. So what she did was she created her own feature. She used ChatGPT to categorize cars according to their body type. So that's actually a very creative solution. And without further ado, I'd like to announce our winners that will be awarded with internship opportunities with us here at CASM with our data team. First would be Davina Wiani, and the second one would be Alicia Chong.
Thank you very much, Ashley, for sharing your insights. Perhaps we can start with Alicia first. Over to you, Alicia. We'd love to hear your experience.
All right. Uh, Thank you, Ashley, and good afternoon to everyone here. I'm Alicia, and it's truly my pleasure to be here. First of all, I would like to really thank the organizers, Girls in Tech, and Microsoft, the sponsors, all the mentors of this hackathon, and also thank you, Carson, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you all for providing such an opportunity for us to learn and also to challenge ourselves. So the problem statement which I have chosen is the Carson problem statement 2, a data-driven sourcing strategy. And in my attempt to source for the most valuable cars to be purchased by Carson, my proposed solution is to create a custom model that can effectively segment the cars based on their shared characteristics. For this project, I use Azure ML in a notebook, which is hosted in an Azure instance. And data exploration and data preparation was performed. And to get more out of from the data, I also derived 2 new features, and one of them is the car type feature, which Ashley has mentioned. I actually derived it with the help of ChatGPT using the car brand and car model features. With this feature, I was able to gain more understanding of the car clusters. I think it's quite essential for us to leverage these new AI tools around us to help us with our task in hand. And so after preparing the data, I experimented with a few model algorithms and modeling approach, and I found that K-prototype cluster model yield the most satisfactory result. With the cars being segmented, custom would have more insights on what kind of cars are in demand and which market segments they can target. So that's briefly my solution for this hackathon. And I consider myself very lucky and immensely grateful to be able to win a prize in this hackathon, as there are so many good solutions that were submitted. And my solution definitely have a lot of room for improvements. Therefore, I shall aim to work better next time. And this is my first time using R0 services. Therefore, there was also a huge learning curve for me. This hackathon journey has provided me with opportunities to acquire new skills and to expand my knowledge. And I believe this experience will undeniably contribute to my personal and professional growth in the future. And I believe all participants more or less feel the same way as me too. I hope that we can all continue to grow and improve together, and hopefully we have the opportunity to see each other again next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Alicia. So, Alicia is on her final year of bachelor's student specializing in data analytics. She participated as well in various Code Without Barriers initiative from our Code Without Barriers meetup in conjunction with our International Women's Day last March in KL, Malaysia. She also joined our group study session at Carsom's office. Benefiting from this experience, mentors who provided valuable guidance to enhance her project. She has a strong aspiration to become a skilled data analyst or data science. Thank you so much, Alicia. So we move on to Davina. Davina, you may switch on your video and share your experience with us.
Hello, everyone. So I'm Devina. So firstly, I would like to thank all of the uh, people or all of the organizers of the Code Without Bear Hackathon 2023, Girls in Tech and iTrain Asia. And I would also like to thank Karsam for this opportunity, and also the team in Karsam who has answered all of my inquiries regarding the problem statement. So the problem statement that I have chosen is the Carson problem statement 1, in which I have to build a car price prediction model. My approach towards this project is I created a model which can help Carson predict the initial price of their cars. So my approach for this is I followed a data mining pipeline. So firstly, I do data explorations to better understand the data through various methods, like visualization and also the statistics. And next is the pre-processing, where I clean based on what I have gained in the exploration part. I reprocess, I clean the data, transform the data, and also encode the data. The encoding process, I actually have a different approach in which I, from the patterns I saw in data exploration, I encoded based on that. So I group them, I sort them, and put weights on each features. And then after that, I split the data, and also I created the model, the prediction model. So there are several, I tried several algorithms, I've tried several models in which the best results I get is using random forest regressor. And then after I create the model, and gain the results, the performance, and in which it is around 92%. I further optimize the model by customizing the hyperparameters, in which I attain from ChatGPT the parameters, and then I tried them, and I get a slightly better results, around 93%. 93% of R square. The results of the R square is around 92, 93. And then after the data mining process, I actually deployed the model by creating an API. an API, and I did create a simple interface using HTML so that users could upload the data in the interface, and then get the results. So regarding my experience in the hackathon, it's actually quite an interesting experience. Firstly, like I have a lot of issues with gaining access to the Azure, so I ended up using an open source tools. I use Python for the deployment and also the data mining process. And then, yeah, but I've learned a lot from this experience, and this is actually my first time creating an actual like capstone project, an actual project, and then applying it to real life problems. So again, I would like to thank the organizers and also Carson for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Davina. Such an interesting journey. All right. So, Davina is currently on her final year as computer science student. So, she has immersed herself in various initiatives organized by Code Without Barriers, from meetups, certification. So, she actually gained an AI 900 certification, and she's actively joining our meetups and mentoring circle as well. So her aspiration in the tech field is to be at her best and determine to see the boundless possibilities and applications of data and AI across diverse industries. So may I call on Ashley, Davina, and Alicia to switch on your video for our photo taking. Okay. 1, 2, 3, smile. Thank you. So we move on to our next sponsor from GitHub. So, our speaker is a multi talented personality in the tech and gaming communities. As a developer advocate, she has made significant contributions to GitHub, and that is known for her expertise in sharing technical knowledge. She is also a respected leader in the hackathon community, having won, organized, and mentored at numerous events. She's a successful entrepreneur and founder, having co founded several companies. She has been a driving force in Melbourne's entrepreneurial culture and sits at the forefront of the city's science, tech, esports, and startup scenes. She has been instrumental in pioneering esports to become mainstream and has been recognized as an influential woman in the industry. Throughout her career, she has been a dedicated advocate for diversity, inclusion, and community building, inspiring others to pursue their passion in tech, gaming, and entrepreneurship. You'll often catch her at an event or speaking on stage. Let's call on Mish Mannering as a developer advocate from GitHub. Over to you, Mish.
Thank you so much for having me. Stormy and I really enjoyed judging all your amazing entries. And we just want to give a big shout out to everyone who submitted for the GitHub challenge. And it was really awesome to see some of the amazing things that you all built. So what we thought we would do too, rather than just announcing the winner, because we had 3 swag prizes to give away, we've got a first, second, and third. So we'll announce our our third and second before we announce our winner. We also wanted to give you like a bit of a breakdown of, about some of the things that Stormy and I really liked with some of the entries, and also hopefully you can take these as some tips for like your next hackathon that you do. So some of the entries we really liked, and ones that like performed really well, were entries that included really good documentation. So as a developer, yes, we can build amazing things, but documenting them is almost as important, if not just as important. So having really good documentation, either in the GitHub README that you submitted, or within the actual hackathon submission that you presented, those are really like those kind of entries really stood out. Anyone who had a really good video also stood out really well. Obviously, we're not in person for this. We don't get to see you present live on stage. So having a video is really key. I think it really helps not just show you as the individual who created the thing, but also to show off the tech that you've built, which is really cool. So those videos were really heavily weighted in our judging. Obviously, any of the technology that you use was really cool. A lot of people use very similar technology, so anything that included, like, any submission that included a link to either a GitHub repo or a deployed app or something where it showed that you'd either built something or where you had got to, I think was really, really good. So those kind of submissions stood out really well for us. So for our third place GitHub prize winner, we had GitHub chatbot, which was built by Suti, who built an AI chatbot that teaches people how to use Git and GitHub, which was developed using the Azure bot. So congrats on third place there. You win a swag voucher as well. For our second place, we had Markdown Image Alt Text Checker. This was built by Ruth, and Ruth built this. It was really, really cool. She had a number of GitHub repos. We could try out this. And the repository was, on GitHub with, a few different bug fixes and things like this. What it did, it automatically checked whether an image that you'd uploaded to a README file actually had alt text as part of the image. These things are really important for accessibility. So that was really awesome. But our winner, the reason we really liked our winner, so our winner also went for the Markdown accessibility checker. But what we really liked about the winner is not only did they build a really awesome project, being able to check Markdown and things like that to see if you got the alt text in there. They actually built the action as well that makes this run. The presentation, the video was really awesome. But the main difference that stood out for us too was that the Markdown Accessibility Helper worked in multiple different spoken languages, which really stood out for us. So without further ado, the winner of the GitHub Hackathon is Markdown Accessibility Helper, built by, and I'm going to get this wrong, I apologize in advance, Samurika. So congratulations for winning, the GitHub challenge. I think you really nailed it with your solution. The video was fantastic, the way you presented it, and having those links to the repository and the action that you built as well was pretty amazing. So thank you so much. And Stormy and I had a fantastic time judging your hackathon and also mentoring as well. So congratulations.
Thank you so much, Mish. So, unfortunately, Samyukta is not able to join us. Apologies for the typo error. But she's the winner. There's a video from her.
Ella, we can't hear her.
GitHub action that improves the accessibility of your documents by providing alternative texts for any images that you have. And I used GitHub Actions and I learned a lot through this process on how I can use ML models to actually improve accessibility. So this was an amazing hackathon in my experience since unlike other hackathons where you have open-ended problem statements, here our problem statements were very defined, and moreover we had problem statement sessions. In my case, the partner organization was GitHub, so we actually had someone from GitHub talk to us about the problem statement and how we could develop our solution. I really loved that initiative, and we also had mentors on call anytime. So overall, this was an amazing online hackathon experience. And my main tip or advice to anyone starting in tech, especially women, is we all start from a similar place. I was also like that 4 years ago. I did not know how to code, but then throughout college and throughout experiences like this hackathon, I am really confident in my skills right now. So it's not who you are today, it's who you are tomorrow. And that's what really matters in the world of tech. So keep learning and keep deep diving into topics that interest you in the world of tech. Thank you.
Thank you. Then we move on to Ruth. If you're online, please open your video and share us your experience.
Ruth, you're on mute.
Hello, hello. Sorry. Okay, okay, great. So I'll share a bit more on the solution that I built. It uses Node.js runtime, and I also use the GitHub REST API to authenticate and basically interact with the checked out repository to check for the missing alternative text. Um, and yeah, so there's also multiple customizations with how you can use this solution. You can decide to use it without the suggestions or with the suggestions. So the suggestions portion is actually um, provided by Microsoft Azure Cognitive Services. I use the CV image analysis REST API to return the recognized text. And yeah, I use the GitHub REST API again to create a check run that generates a summary report and annotation on line level where you can check like where is the exact missing alt text. Yeah, so this is actually my first ever hackathon, and I'm quite I would say introverted developer, so I don't really join like events like this. So I'm happy to put myself out there and very happy about the win. I've looked at the other solutions and they are really fantastic too. So yeah, very glad to be here, and thanks everyone for organizing it. Hopefully I will gain enough courage to post my first LinkedIn post tonight. Thanks.
Good to hear that, Ruth. Thank you so much. So, Ruth is a talented full stack software engineer with a passion for leveraging technology to solve real world challenges. So, she is committed to honing her technical skills and staying up to date with the latest advancement in software development. And she enjoys working with younger folks, and she hopes to focus on educational technology one day. Thank you, Ruth. So, we move on to CT. If you're around, the floor is yours.
Hi everyone. Hi Mish. Hope everyone's doing great. Thank you so much for selecting me. I really appreciate and thankful for this award. I didn't expect to win. So I worked on GitHub problem statement one, which is to build an AI chatbot that basically teaches Git and GitHub. So the inspiration for selecting this problem is because as a software engineer, GitHub is basically our daily essential tool. And I'm also inspired by AI chatbot popularity these days. It was challenging to complete within time, but it's been a rewarding journey in completing this project. So my chatbot is called GitHub Chatbot. I went through the chatbot development lifecycle from planning to deployment to complete the project. The tech use are basically Azure Connective Service with custom question answering, Language Studio to build the knowledge base, and Bot Framework SDK deployed to Netlify as an embedded chatbot to website. The bot actually can be more powerful by integrating it with AI chatbot like ChatGPT that supports extensive educational prompts on top of the implemented knowledge base that I implemented. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to integrate ChatGPT due to the time constraint, but I would like to explore that soon. So overall, participating in this hackathon has not only allowed me to gain new knowledge, meaningful experience, and also earn certification, but also provided the opportunity to build my portfolio. Besides, the diversity of the participants was inspiring, with working moms, students, and even busy working women taking the time to participate. During one of the networking sessions, I felt the warmth and support of my fellow participants, which made me feel welcome to mingle. So I encourage women in tech to join this hackathon to showcase their skills and commitment, as well as to network with other women in the field. Lastly, I would like to thank the organizers for putting together this amazing event, and I'm looking forward to participate in the next one. Yeah, so thank you.
Thank you so much, City. So, City is a software engineer currently engaged in freelance work. Her dedication to professional growth is evident through an active involvement in Code Without Barriers initiatives, including attending in training and certifications in AI 102 and participating in our recent meetup in Microsoft Singapore office. With a strong aspiration to become an AI software engineer, CD aims to make a positive impact through their work and foster support, collaboration, and empowerment among women in the tech industry. Congratulations again, winners. Now I call on Mesh, CT, and Ruth to switch on your video for the photograph. All right. Maybe let's just move this slide with some yukta. All right. One, two, three. Smile. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Hi,
and
I'm Sai
congrats
Pradesh
everyone
Kaur, and I
again. And
recently
also, I just
participated
really want to encourage all of you to put this on your resume so as well. So please do that. And yeah, congrats again, everyone, and thanks for having me.
Thank you, Mish. Right. Moving on to our next partner, Johnson and Johnson. Our speaker is currently holds the position of a senior manager for MLE at Jensen APAC Johnson and Johnson. He is tasked with the productionization of data solutions and data platform in a manner that is scalable, flexible, extensible, and cost effective. Throughout his 10-year career, he has taken various roles including data scientist, data engineer, machine learning engineer, and more, spanning across industries such as consulting, pharmaceuticals, e-commerce, telecommunications, and digital banking. So let's call on Mr. Vincent Tan. Over to you,
Hi
Vincent.
everyone. Yeah, hi everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Vincent. So, firstly, I'd like to extend my deepest gratitude to our esteemed panel of judges, our sponsors, and our partners who have made this possible, and also all the mentors who selflessly shared their expertise and time to support our participants. Your dedication to empowering women in tech is truly admirable. So over the past few weeks, we have witnessed a great display of talent, creativity, and innovation. This hackathon has really been a testament to the power of diversity and the boundless potential of women in the tech industry. So actually, through the stories that was shared just now by various prize winners, they also reminded me of the first time I actually participated in a hackathon as well. So it was really an eye-opening experience for me. So it wasn't really I really had to put myself out there as well to really go to the all the judges or the mentors to gather as much information as possible. And this coming from someone who's also an introverted person as well, it was quite an experience for me. So I truly applaud all the participants here for making another step closer to achieving what you has envisioned in your career. So be it mid career change, or be it just fresh grads who's looking to join the trade. Yeah, I'll say that all the little steps that you take really adds to the equation. So I'll say, yeah, so without further ado, I'd just like to announce the winner for our problem, which is the length of stay for hospitalization. So the winner is Elizabeth. So why we have chosen her as the winner is because she has really put on the business hat when solving the problem. So for those greenhorns in the data science trade, they would really focus on the technology side of things, what algorithms to use, but probably neglecting the more important question, which is the business problem itself. So what has really amazed me is that she understands how the typical data science project will run. She first conducted interviews with medical experts to understand what could be the potential factors that would help in modeling the length of stay for the patients. So that really impressed me. So I don't have uh, too much to explain. I'll let Elizabeth to do the talk. But before doing that, I'd just like to encourage everyone to continue to attempt on the hackathon. Through every attempt, you will learn something, you will grow, and really get you closer to your goal. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Vincent, for those encouraging words. Without further ado, let me call on Lini to share us your experience and your journey.
Thank you so much, Vincent. Good afternoon, everyone. The Microsoft CWB Hackathon has been a truly transformative experience for me. It all began at the Hackathon launch event, where I had the pleasure of meeting some remarkable women who were passionate, eloquent, and inspiring. Uh, Even though I'm a postgraduate in control system, I lacked the data science related skill set and certifications. Despite that, I registered for the hackathon out of sheer curiosity. My main goal was to be a part of this vibrant community and gain some skills and knowledge as I progress. So I chose the Johnson & Johnson problem statement, and I developed a model to predict the length of stay of a patient admitted in the ICU based on the vitals, lab, demographic, and medical services data. So as Vincent mentioned, I focused on the data. I extensively explored the data set. I referenced medical literature, and I also spoke to medical experts to just to understand what is this data trying to convey. So after that, I moved on to the actual model training. And AutoML really empowered me to establish a data pipeline, even with just even from the initial stages of analysis itself. That is like with the basic set of features itself, I was able to have an end-to-end visualization, like while I was still grasping the basic concepts of machine learning. Then further, I went for further iterations and tuning my feature selection process to obtain the best possible outcome. So I'm super excited for this opportunity that I've received, and I'm incredibly grateful to the entire team of CWB Hackathon as well as Johnson & Johnson. Your constant support, encouragement, and mentorship has been instrumental in me completing this project. While I acknowledge that I've got a really long way to go in the field of data science, this hackathon experience has given me a newfound clarity, a structure for all my future endeavors in this field. So thank you so much. And I would like to end with a note of encouragement to anybody looking to participate here. This is a great opportunity to explore the data and AI landscape. Each and every problem statement had a different learning opportunity to offer. So I feel that everybody should just keep their self-doubts apart and just take that leap and be part of this community. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lini. It's really admiring to hear about your resourcefulness and, of course, across all our hackathon participants and winners. You are truly amazing, and with your critical thinking and resourcefulness, you deserve all these praises. All right, so Lini is a stay-home mom of a 3-year-old on an upskilling and networking journey to restart her career. She's a control system postgraduate and worked previously as a software engineer and as an assistant professor. While this hackathon marks her first engagement into Code Without Barriers, she eagerly looks forward to future opportunities for skilling, certification, mentorship to further enhance her skill. Her aspiration is to re enter the workforce and excel professionally, aligning with Code Without Barriers' vision of empowering women and promoting inclusivity in the tech landscape. Thank you so much. So let me call on Vincent and Lini to switch on your video again for the photo taking. All right. One, two, three. Thank you. Thank you so much. So moving on to our next sponsor is from PTP. So our speaker is an experienced professional in the port logistics industry, currently leading the smart technology department at Port of Tanjung Pelapas with over 21 years of experience. He has expertise in corporate operations, human capital management of the marine resource management systems, and workforce management system. These systems have greatly improved resource allocation within the port, demonstrating his effective utilization of smart digital solutions. Furthermore, he is committed to employee development and actively supports initiatives to help his team members acquire new skills and advance their careers. Overall, his extensive experience, coupled with focus on digital solutions and employee growth, positions him as a valuable leader in port logistics industry. His successful project execution and dedication to nurturing talent contribute to the positive impact that makes PTP. So calling on Maud Khairul Ahmad, aka NJ. Over to you.
Thank you, Era. To begin with, the Microsoft Hackathon has been an incredible journey, and we are humbled by the immense talent and passion showcased by each one of you. It is an honor for us to have been part of this event, and we are truly thrilled to have witnessed the birth of groundbreaking solutions developed by the brightness mind. Throughout this hackathon, we are fascinated by the creativity and dedication demonstrated by all the participants. The solution that have been emerged from this competition not only surprise us, but also hold the potential to address real-world challenge that we face today. We have also had the privilege to learn from the brilliant individuals hailing from diverse fields, fostering a platform where ideas can be shared, knowledge can be exchanged, and innovation can be flourished. We sincerely hope that this hackathon has been enlightening and provide a transformative experience for each one of you and for us as well. And now it gives me a great pleasure to announce the winner of PTP problem statement. After careful consideration, the winner of the PTP problem statement is none other than Raylene Magaroff. Thank you all for being part of this incredible journey. PTP eagerly participate in the next chapter of the innovation and collaboration with Microsoft and all of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, NJ. Do we have Rallian on the line? You may switch on your video to share your experience with us.
Hello, mabuhay! Can you hear me?
Yes, mabuhay.
Mabuhay to the sponsors, to my fellow Girls in Tech members, and to other guests. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity. And I would like to begin my sharing with these words. Whether you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're right. That's what I said to myself when I chose the PTP problem statement. And there were two things that were present in the problem statement that was close into my heart. Number one is carbon footprints, and number two is inconvenient processes. For carbon footprints, I was wondering how can we help heal the world by making it a better place? And for the inconvenient processes, why is fueling our equipment so inconvenient and so difficult to do? So, through the help of Girls in Tech and Microsoft Learning, I was able to understand their problem and then come up with the right tools using Power App and Power Automate to kind of like simplify the processes and visualize my thought process by assure services like OCR, text analysis, and at the same time to identify the relevant data to measure potential results using Power BI. So what does PTP has and what's the current problem? So briefly, to give you background, Port Tanjung Pilipas is strategically located at the confluence of the main east-west shipping lanes, and they're offering deviation time of mere 45 minutes, sheltered with no tide restrictions. Unfortunately, at this moment, they are using manual processes to refuel their equipments, and these equipments are not small; they are huge, and at the same time, vehicles. So this leads to problems like errors, making it difficult for PTP to accurately analyze their fuel consumption trends and also the cost involved. So I was having my thought process to create a seamless, user-friendly fuel consumption tracker app in their two pump stations, SD01 and Bowser Station. And potentially, this will help them to increase efficiency and productivity for the operators and drivers, and also to improve accuracy in their tracking of fuel consumption, support their business growth by making better decisions, most importantly, by reducing its carbon footprint. So, with that, I was able to come up with some key insights. And I think I have here my key accomplishments or what worked during this whole hackathon is that I was able to automate a simple fuel consumption workflow using Power Automate and create a simple app using a black canvas in Power App as well. And I learned to use how to do the drag and drop interface to design the user interface of the app because I'm not a coder. I just learned how to do coding on my own. I'm a self-learned Python learner, and I'm still learning at the same time. And also with that features, I was able to include input fields like equipment ID, operator's ID, some consumption values, as well as a trigger for the image to capture it using a device or camera. At the same time, I was able to configure the functionality of the app, how to control it, and also the required connection to the SQL server. With the use of AI Builder, I was able to create a model inside Power App itself by using the OCR or optical character recognition, and then supposedly training it with the sample images. So with that SQL service server connection, it's supposed to be able to come up with a workflow, triggers, and potentially gather and pull data for data visualizations using Power BI. But of course, there are also some limitations on it. What didn't work or missed opportunities for me? Number one, I wasn't able to publish my app due to account limitations. I am not a student here in Malaysia and I don't have any work email. So there was a challenge on that, but it was okay. I was able to see the back end of the app or the tools in Microsoft, and that was really important for me. Also, I was not able to explore the deeper features of the AI builder due to the fact that there is a limited availability by region. As you can see, the AI builder models features vary on different location. And because of the quality of the images that was given to me by PPP, and I think it was not efficient to scan. I'm not able to train the AI model. I was giving them a suggestion that perhaps instead of scanning the whole rubber tire gantry, it would be better if we could come up with some codes or some QR codes as well. And last but not the least, I wonder what will the data analytics and data visualizations will be. You see, now that we have Microsoft Fabric online, I'm really curious about it, and I hope that I'm just wondering, and I'm curious how it would look like on this project. So, with that, I have 5 lessons learned for this journey. Number one is I learned to accept that everyone has different kind of learning and thought process, and that is okay. Asking specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound questions help me to map out my milestones and also my goals. Number two is I learned to be more patient and to pause for a moment when my solutions and my code doesn't work, and to see them in a visual, and mapping my thoughts really helped me to visualize what I wanted to see as a result. Number three is I learned to trust the process. I learned to trust the process because there is no shortcut in learning, and the only way is to be consistent in trying again until you get it done. Fourth, I learned to know that help is available. When I got stuck, I was so grateful that I was able to sought help from my mentor, Miss Somya Ganapati Krishnan, and to my other commentees who are willing to stay up late and make time for me. Kaggle and GitHub and Microsoft professionals from LinkedIn also were my SOS or help lifeline. Last but not the least, I learned that nobody is too old or too young to learn something new. The one statement that kept me going was the story of a 94-year-old man who learned to code with the 2-year-old girls from Malaysia. So I used to think that I was a misfit and I don't belong to tech group, not even to any group. But then 3-year break helped me to really evaluate my life, and I realized that everyone is special and unique, and I have a purpose in this life. It's up for me to live it or not. So, uh, hold on. I'm so nervous about this. Thank you so much to Mr. Robert for the opportunity that was given to me, and to all the girls in tech. Just continue being curious, continue being passionate, and tell anyone what comes up in your mind. Thank you very much, and mabuhay once again.
Thank you so much, Raylene. Thank you for the sharings and the survival tips. Truly believe that you're a person with a lot of grit. So, for your information, Raylene is a career shifter from sales and business development who is now embarking on a new journey in data analytics and project management. She also joined various Code Without Barriers initiatives such as Skilling, where she completed and passed Microsoft Azure Fundamental certifications, attended Meetup in Malaysia, and participated in our Mentoring Circle program. All right. So may I call on Andre to switch on your video for our photo taking? Okay. One, two, three, smile. Thank you very much and congratulations once again. So moving on to our next sponsor from Palo IT. Our next speaker has over 5 years of talent acquisition experience and currently serves as the talent acquisition manager at Palo IT Singapore. In this role, she is responsible for overseeing all talent acquisition strategies and managing the recruitment process for all positions within the Singapore office. So let's give it up for Jasmine Tay. Over to you, Jess.
Hi everyone. good evening. Thank you, Microsoft, again for the opportunity to participate in this Code Without Barriers hackathon. So, it has been a truly humbling and eye-opening experience. Seeing the ladies coming together to discuss ideas, thoughts, as well as on inclusivity, as well as amazing stories how are pivoting into tech or starting their careers in tech industries. Palo IT has participated by posting two challenge statements. One around prediction of hospital waiting times based on patients' medical history and severity of conditions, another on how to autonomously schedule GP visits and generate care plans for diabetic patients while monitoring their vitals. So we received a total of 5 submissions across the two statements, and the participants all demonstrated actually good efforts and attempts in addressing the statement using Azure, machine learning, and also Power Apps. So we are heartened by some of the solutions. So it definitely showed new perspective and thoughts to thinking about the problem. So we would like to actually once again thank all the participants as well as their efforts in preparing for the submission. So while all were good attempts, one of the ladies actually clearly stood out, and we are pleased to announce and award Yanis Lu as the overall winner for the Palo IT Challenge statement. She had displayed a lot of initiative in trying to tackle both the machine learning and Power App challenge, even though they weren't tied together in the app. Her hunger to take a crack on the complex issues and wrapping them around a visually appealing presentation has won our judge over. So once again, congratulations, Yanis, and thank you, Microsoft, for this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Jasmine, for your insights. So we just call on Yanis to help us to switch on your video and share us your experience.
I think you're on mute. Sorry, Yanis, I think it's on mute.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I was so surprised for the award, to be honest, and I wasn't preparing my speech. I'm so sorry for that. And first of all, I would like to thank you to the judges and also the organizer for this event, including Microsoft, the organizer from Palo IT, and also Girls in Tech and the iChain Asia has been provide so many commitments and empowering women to keep on pursuing their goals and also to getting yourself to the tech field. And to be honest, in my personal view, I think that is this kind of the mentorship program together with the hackathon challenge is actually motivate me so much more because as you know, I have a little or no background in when it comes to computer science and also the engineering, but I am so grateful that I managed to tackle these challenges and providing the solutions to the problem segments. Um, and yeah, it's actually motivate me a lot. And the problem statements that I have tackled is actually two, which is provided by Palo IT. So the first problem statements, it has helped me to actually to upskill myself when it comes to the data analytics and also data science, and it helped me to actually understand more about the data science. And throughout the previous interview with with the with the organizer from Palo IT, and I actually gained a lot of advice from them. And thank you so much for that. And after that, I have modified a little bit. And for the second statement, I'm so how to say for a second solutions, I have actually learned how to create an applications using the Power Apps, and it's actually quite a huge achievement for me because I don't have the background in doing when it's related to applications development. And thank you for thank you so much for thank you for having the Power Applications. Makes me more convenient and also at the same time more easily to catch up to learn about how to actually develop applications easily and to tackle the problems. Yeah, I think that's all for me, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Eunice. Eunice is pursuing her master's degree in International of Business Administration at Mingchu University of Technology in New Taipei City in Taiwan. She participated in mentorship program where she honed her skill sets and applied it in our hackathon. She aspires to build up more portfolios and practical experience in digital marketing and data analytics. And after a few years, perhaps she can start her own business and become a thriving entrepreneur. Congratulations, Eunice. Calling on Jasmine to switch on your video for our photo taking. All right. One, two, three. Smile. Thank you very much. For our next partner, all right, is from Vertex Ventures. So our speaker is the executive director at Vertex Ventures, Southeast Asia and India. He focuses on pre-A Series A and Series B investments in fintech, consumer, and enterprise software. Prior to joining Vertex, he was the Asia Pacific Investment Director in Experian Ventures, the corporate venture arm of one of the largest credit information firms globally, where he focused on financial inclusion for the next billion users. He was also part of the M&A team and was work on key acquisitions for the company. In addition, he represented Experian as board of director observer in several portfolio companies. Before Experian, he was a senior investment manager at the corporate investment arm of Singapore Economic Development Board, EDBI, where he led venture investments into consumer and enterprise tech companies in Southeast Asia and US. He also worked at the Singapore Economic Development Board, where he partnered with multinational companies to grow their operations in Singapore. So, without further ado, let's welcome Chanip Pang.
Thanks, Anna, for the introduction. I really appreciate it. First of all, thank you, Microsoft, for organizing this hackathon. So I think it's a really important initiative because it provides an opportunity for women who aspire to move into tech, the opportunity to demonstrate their skills and be recognized for it. And as a technology investor ourselves, we'll definitely like to see more women going to the tech scene to create a more inclusive environment. And eventually, this will lead to startup companies creating better solutions, right? And more innovative solutions as well for the consumers as well as enterprises. And also, more importantly, I think it's really inspiring to see so many ladies here looking to upskill themselves and continue to improve. And I think that's the most important, right? So I would like to applaud and encourage the participants to continue the spirit of lifelong learning. Keep yourself updated, and eventually you'll be able to, leverage your skills and go into areas to create more innovative solution. So without further ado, I would like to announce the winner. Her name is Susmita Saka. So like to congratulate her on that. We really like her solution, right? Because it touches on important tenets of building a scalable and cost-effective solution, and yet being able to address the problem statements that was given. And also she touches on security and being cloud-based. So all these are important factors when we think about product development from a startup point of view on how you can actually build a scalable solution, cost-effective, and being able to address problems, right, that's faced by the customer. So yeah, without further ado, I'd like to hand over to Susmita for her to explain a bit more on her solution. But big congratulations on winning the prize.
Thank you, Chanip. Calling on Susmita. The floor is yours.
Right. You're muted. Coding, design, and these internal models. Still muted. To optimize prices. And so all of this
Sorry.
has to be done
Yeah,
in a way.
I want to thank the Without Barrier teams, like the Microsoft and Girls in Tech and I train Asia. And I feel blessed to come across a team comprising of these, three groups. And they're doing a commanding job of bringing all the aspiring, like-minded women like me who wants to do something in life. And the constant support that we received, via emails, the WhatsApp messages, the training sessions, the mentoring sessions, and they always were encouraging us to move on and get help. And whenever we are stuck, we just don't stop, just go on. So that was like so helpful. I mean, this is the first time in my life that I took part in a competition, and I'm so thankful to Vertex that you chose me as a winner. I didn't expect it. Yeah, thank you. So now let me go to the problem statement that I worked on. Um, I worked on a scalable, cost-effective, and secure cloud-based solution for school enrollment. The problem statement clearly said that you have to design the ingestion and how to support the New Year's data, and then you have to create the dashboards to showcase the trends, and also you have to check whether it's going to be cost-effective and scalable, and if you can touch on the security and also test on the performance and pricing details. So I chose Azure Synapse Analytics because overall Azure Synapse SQL Pool is a powerful cloud-based data warehousing service that offers scalability, high performance, and advanced analytics capabilities, making it an ideal choice for organizations that need to process and analyze large volumes of data. Azure Synapse SQL Pool uses a combination of provision capacity model and pay-as-you-go pricing model. So it can provide customers with the flexibility to choose a model that best suits. So overall, Azure Synapse SQL Pool provides customers with a flexible and transparent pricing model that enables them to choose the model that best suits their needs and manage their costs effectively. Um, then I showed the trend of the K-12 total enrollment across the years that it is decreasing. And then I also showed the trend using the BI, the Power BI, because I thought it would be a nice tool to explore how, and there's a cool feature in BI that you can really drill down with each of the factors there and go into the details of each. Maybe I want to look into details in the 2017 enrollment. I can just click on the 2017 and I can see the details of every year. Then I also covered the cost effective, and I checked that as can be seen, like I had provided a chart, the cost is quite effective if you spend it mindfully. That means if you remember to shut down the resources that are being used all the time, they can be paused, and that's how we can control the cost. And it was a very good experience for me to learn that how much can we spend if you're not careful about the resources, because I ran out of my account 2 times, and finally I was forced to learn how to control the cost. That is a very important learning. um, and then I also touch base on the security, like ISO Synapse uses RBAC to control the access. Then I did research on how the Azure Synapse integrates with the Azure AD, and allows the users to sign in with the existing credentials. So it's quite secured. And then how it allows us to configure the firewall rules and integrate with virtual networks and etc. And I also checked on the performance and pricing details of the solution. It was quite less. I mean, if we can spend mindfully, we can really keep the price low, keeping the system quite well performing. And last but not the least, I want to encourage all the women, saying that, the famous Kung Fu Panda statement that we have to believe in yourself, because there's no secret ingredients. It's just you. We have to take the initiative, and taking initiative means please come and participate in the hackathon. I mean, this was my first hackathon. I was always so scared to take part in hackathons. I thought, no, I will not be able to do. But it was possible because of the supporting team. So yeah, we will face failure, but we have to stay strong, and we have to think as each failure as a stepping stone. And of course, we need the support, and the support is already there in place by the the Code Without Barrier teams, the women's who are reaching out to us constantly. We have a wonderful support team. And so it's possible only because of them. So my last statement would be, together we can break all the barriers and ensure a future of fairness. Thank you.
Thank you, Susmita, for your encouraging words and sharing us your journey. So, for everyone's information, Susmita is currently a stay at home mom. Her professional background as a programmer until February 28th of this year has equipped her with valuable expertise. She joined Code Without Barriers meetup last March of this year in Singapore office and enthusiastically engaged in various skilling programs, certifications, and mentoring sessions provided by yours truly, Code Without Barriers. Her dedication to continuous learning is evident in her commitment to acquiring new skills and knowledge and to become an AI expert specialized in AI ethics. Thank you so much. Congratulations, Susmita. So calling on CY to switch on your video for your photo taking with Susmita. Right? One, two, three. Smile. Thank you very much. Moving on to our last sponsor presenting, but definitely not the least, is from She Loves Tech. Our speaker is one of the co-founder of She Loves Tech, a global platform committed to closing the funding gap for women and housing the world's largest startup competition for women and technology. Currently in 50 countries. So through their technology and entrepreneurship, our speaker strives to mobilize more people to create a sustainable world. As an equals partners, she co-leads the Gender Equitable Investments in Tech efforts for the United Nations coalition of several hundred global government, private, and nonprofit organizations. She was also recognized as a global shaper by the World Economic Forum. She has been named among leaders of tomorrow in Tatler's Gen T list and is a part of the Innovation Council at Walmart. As a community builder, startup advisor, she is a frequent mentor and speaker at Intel, LinkedIn, Ant Financial, ByteDance, Huawei, Swire, Slosh, IEEE, and more. She has worked at Parinama Foundation, Edelman, Estee Lauder Companies, etc. Just to name a few. Right? So, without further ado, let's call on Rhea C., co-founder of She Loves Tech. Over to you, Rhea.
Thank you, Ella. Thanks for that introduction. Very comprehensive. But thank you, everyone, for having me here, and thank you to the entire Code Without Barriers team, Microsoft, and for this opportunity that you've created for all of us to really support and look for talent in this space, where normally many of you are overlooked. And so really, really excited to expand the work that we're doing beyond She Loves Tech and really building the future pipeline of women and girls in STEM. That being said, during this opportunity, we found really participants to be very, very proactive, very creative, and it's really amazing to know that they've managed to achieve so much in the little time that they had. I can just imagine what they can do given more time. So it's really great that we were able to participate this time and really find amazing talent that can join us as well as we continue to build products within Chilosec as well. That being said, amongst the various participants who joined the hackathon that we have put, we chose Desiree Singh because she showcased very the willingness to learn, and she was very self-driven. She took a lot of initiative to really ask questions, clarify, which is really a very important quality in the technology field. Her willingness to learn and grow is very impressive, and she showed really good understanding of the requirements, the judging criteria of the challenge, and not to mention, she showed really good knowledge of the Microsoft products. She can adapt to suggestions, and she really worked with our mentor and our team in building out her solution, which was very well thought out and very well explained as well. Um, she was also able to really leverage Azure services very well. And a bonus is she knows how to really use like version control and other technology products as well. So overall, Desiree really showed good understanding, and I believe that she probably learned a lot from the overall Code Without Barriers program, and we're very excited to welcome her as part of our team after this hackathon. And I will now pass it on to Desiree. Really, congratulations, and we're very excited to meet you in person very soon.
Thanks, Rhea. So the floor is yours, Desiree.
Hi everyone. Thank you so much for this award. Well, my experience in the hackathon has been very enriching and eye-opening for me, first of all. At first, I just wanted to kind of join this hackathon to break out of my comfort zone and also learn more about AI despite barely knowing anything about it at all. But through this hackathon, I did get to learn a lot of things like how to use the resources in the Microsoft Azure through the AI 102 certification, how to implement those resources to create impactful AI solutions. And I also developed the skills to continuously problem solve and improve on what I've built. So for the problem statement that I worked on, I created a solution similar to a search engine where investors can put in and enter their preferences for the types of startups that they want to invest in, and then they would receive something similar to a search result or a curated list of startups that fit into their criteria. So this would be done through the search of keywords that investors might be looking for in a startup, and filters to filter out for startups the different types of industries, the startup stage, and its regions, and which was built using the cognitive search resource. So I would say that this is my first time joining in an event, let alone a hackathon of this big of a scale. And honestly, it was kind of scary at first since I didn't really know what to expect. But I can say that I have obtained new skills through this, and it has also enabled me to continue pursuing AI in the future. So for those who are considering to participate in a hackathon or any similar type of event, I think that there will definitely be something that you can take away from it, which will help you grow your career in tech even further. So thank you to She Loves Tech for this award and also to Code Without Barriers for this amazing opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Desiree, and congratulations. So, Desiree is a computer science undergraduate student with a passion for technology. So, through her active participation in Code Without Barriers initiatives, she earned Microsoft Azure AI certification in AI 102, showcasing her commitment to personal and professional development. With a strong aspiration to work in AI and machine learning space or on other tech field, her goal is to develop innovative solutions that benefit the community. Congratulations, Desiree. Calling Rhea to switch on your video for our photo taking. Okay, one, two, three, smile. Thank you very much. All right, so once again, these are all our winners for our Code Without Barriers Hackathon 2023. Congratulations, everyone. Please remember to please scan this QR code, post your stories, your photos, your sharings in your social media, and don't forget to quote our hashtag CWB Hackathon 2023. For our next speaker, we have Dr. Julia, who is also our hackathon lead and a cloud solutions architect in Microsoft, to give us her closing remarks. Dr. Julia?
Thank you, Ella. So, first of all, I would like to congratulate all our winners. Really great job, amazing solutions submitted. Was very interesting to hear you share about your journey and how did you pick the problem statement you would like to attempt, your thinking process about choosing the tech stack to actually build the solution, the challenges you faced, and how you overcome them. This is very inspiring, and I really saw that this is a very emotional moment for our winners. And I think you sharing about your experience and like how the hackathon went for you is also like very informative for us because we see like the areas where we can improve and how is the journey for you, like what did matter for you to achieve the results which you achieved. So few notes from me that learning is a journey, so please never stop learning new technologies. And this hackathon might have been the first step for you to learn some things, like especially like in the data and AI or in Power Apps or in the security domain. But this is just the first step. Please do continue. There are many more things, and you can either go deeper in your current areas of interest or explore new technologies which are coming up. So do stay on this path and don't lose your courage for this. And for all our participants who submitted their solutions, but they were not chosen as the winning solutions, don't get discouraged, right? This only means that there is a room for improvement, that you can look at your solution, maybe see like what could you do extra, especially now when you can see the winning solutions and what was important for our judges, right? So there is always a way for you to learn, and this could be beneficial either at the next hackathon you can participate or maybe at your new job or internship which you are going after. And I would also like to ask our participants to share about your success stories or your learnings and growth during this hackathon. And please do tag us, right? We are very eager to hear like what are the outcomes for you, and we are always happy to hear about them. And I would like to also deeply, deeply thank our sponsors for going on this journey together with us, for our mentors and judges, right? It would not have been possible without you. And I know there's been a lot of communication and a lot of activities which we needed to prepare together. But there is the shared idea and goal which we're trying to achieve to make a change in our tech space, right? So really a huge thank you for you. And of course, big thanks to our education partners. And last but not least, I would like to thank our internal team. So I would like to thank Annie Matthew, our director, for all the support to drive this initiative. I would like to thank Poonam, who is my on co-lead, and with Poonam we've been doing for well, this is already not the first year which we're running the hackathon, and this is something like what we are really passionate about. And I would like to thank Ella, who is doing lots of work to make these things happen, and of course our iTrain team with Elizabeth, Yiling, and Sharifa. Your efforts matter a lot. And with this, I think we can close our awarding ceremony, and it's time for a group photo. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Julia, and thank you so much, everyone, for everyone's participation. So let's switch on all our video for our group photo, please. Sharifa, we may need to hear your lead on this.
Do we pose with something like a heart or something, or do we do something innovative?
Right. Sorry, so maybe together mode would be good.
I've put it in the together mode. I think we should fit all in.
Yes, all right. So I will be taking the photo now. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay, thank you. Got it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congrats, everyone.
Yes, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you, everyone, and congratulations. We hope to see you next year round and to join us with our other initiatives in Code Out Barriers. If you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to us, and we're happy to be here for you together with our partners and sponsors. Have a great evening, everyone. Take care. Bye.